You can start with the recording of next one as well. Whenever you say, have you done started?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, selling, you have to strengthen your distribution. You have to strengthen your inventories. You have to strengthen your promotional strategies as well. That how this product will be promoted, what benefits you are offering to the customer so that they could buy it, right? And then later on, the after 1960s, when people had a lot of supplies, choices were there. Now, marketing concept was evolved when people had a lot of choices to choose from, right? Then now a lot of their needs were satisfied. Now people were the choosers. Earlier, people were not the choosers. Now they had enough choices, and now companies had compulsion that they had to differentiate themselves. They had to tell people that how we are different from others, what benefits we are offering which others are not offering. So differentiation, need identification, differentiation, market segmentation came into picture, that everybody was not able to cater all segments, right? And even the customers, they wanted them to be treated differently because they had a lot of choices. They never wanted to buy a product which is, a higher class never wanted to buy a product which is used by the other lower classes as well. So they wanted that they should be treated differently. They should be offered a product, it doesn't matter at what price, but that should be different from others. So even the customers wanted to be treated differently. Companies, they were now targeting, they were also, offering, rather than, they started offering the product, separate product for each segment. That for this kind of people, all, these are the benefits we have seen. Look at the car industry from Maruti Alto, and then we have, what is the next class is, Celerio, and then, this Swift and Reds. Swift comes into, place, and then above Swift, now we have Ciaz and Brezza and all this. Look at each and every car is, being, catering to different segment of people, right? So people were also willing to be treated differently, and companies were targeting, different segments with different products, so that these different products satisfy the needs of different people. There is product for all classes, right? So that was the evolution of marketing concept, right? And slowly it, a lot of researches were done, a lot of work was done, and then we come across various concepts and various phenomena that we are experiencing today. That is a result of a lot of research being done during 1960s, 70s, 80s, right? And what we are seeing today. Next is the customer value, the difference between the benefits the customer gains from owning and using a product versus the cost of obtaining that product. We have already discussed, I think, that customer, companies should try to create the value for the customer. Value means the proposition of a, what is the cost and benefit proposition. You are incurring a cost to acquire a product, and you are driving certain benefits out of it. When the benefits are more than the cost, perceived benefits are more than the perceived cost of acquiring it, then customer value is created. And higher this value, more customer, would be loyal to the company. Customer satisfaction. Now, there are three things. Customer value is there, satisfaction is there, quality is there. Now, customer satisfaction is there. Customer is satisfied when this value matches their expectations. So you create a value. From company side, company might be creating a value to the customer, but whether the customer is satisfied with that value or not, customer would be satisfied if that the value that is created by the company or marketer meets the expectations of the customer. When you're buying a product, that may be a great product, but if it is not meeting your expectations, despite being a great product, good product, if it is not meeting your expectations, you are not satisfied with that. A bad product sometimes may give you satisfaction provided it meet your expectations. I repeat, sometimes a bad product may also give you satisfaction, may also create customer satisfaction. Only the condition is the value that is being put into it, the value that is created by this product meet the expectations of the customer. So it is all about the perceived expectations, right? Quality, we always talk about the quality of the product should be good. What is the quality? Quality means characteristics. Now, usability, attributes, characteristics of the product or service that bear on its ability to satisfy stated or implied customer needs, right? Now, every product or service, it claims to satisfy certain needs, right? It claims to satisfy certain needs, or it claims that it would be able to satisfy your these needs. If it is able to satisfy these needs, it has a quality. If it is not able to satisfy these needs, it doesn't have the quality. A product may be good, but if it doesn't satisfy my needs, if it is not come up to my expectations, or uh, my needs are not satisfied out of it, it has no quality, right? So these are the basic terminologies we every day we use, but you need to understand that when I'm talking of creating value to the customer, or customer value, or customer satisfaction, what is the meaning of it? Underlying in the terms of marketing, what is the meaning of it? You see, one of the very important concepts in marketing is STP. We call it STP, or segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Very, very important concepts, right? So this is a core of any marketing, that you need to understand the what is the segment a company or a product is meant for. So what is segmentation, targeting, and positioning? These are basic definitions, and then in coming slides we will discuss things in detail, right? We will discuss these things in little detail also. We are not going to in too much of details of it. I'm telling you that I'm just going to introduce you these concepts. I'm not going into the details of it, because when you do marketing, or when you will study marketing as a full-fledged subject, you will do it in quite detail. But I'm just, as I said in the beginning of the lecture today, that I'm just giving you the introduction to this, so that when we are talking of international marketing, I'll be using these terminologies, that we should not be confused with that, right? So just to introduction to these definitions or basic concepts. I'm not going into the details of it. Please mind it. So do not expect that everything will be covered here about marketing. Just remember it with just introduction to this concept. So segmentation is, what is segmentation? You see, segmentation is the process of classifying customers into groups which share some common characteristics. Within the group, the customers are perceived to be homogeneous. Homogeneous in the sense, more or less, they are same. Their consumption habits are same. Their usability habits are same, right? Their profiles or their psychographic profiles are same, right? So on various characteristics, they are expected to be same. For example, your MBA class. So your MBA class, why I am touching upon these small concepts before starting with international marketing, just to bring you at the same level, so that your class is more of homogeneous, so that you understand these basic concepts, right? And might be some of you are from science or other backgrounds, they might have not heard of these concepts before. So idea is that they should also understand this. So idea is that your class is a homogeneous class, homogeneous group of people. Their age, your age group is same. Uh, say if I include the income group also, if they are of same income group, they possess the similar kind of characteristics, certain, right? So idea is that segmentation is a process of classifying customers into certain groups. Within the group, they are in such a way that within the group they share certain common characteristics, right? All characteristics may not be same, but some of the characteristics are same. They are more or less homogeneous within the group, but between the group they are heterogeneous. Between the group they are heterogeneous, right? Targeting involves the process of evaluating each segment attractiveness and selecting one or more segments to enter. Now, when we divide the customers, the whole set of our customers into say 4, 5, 6 segments. Now we may or may not cater to all segments. So what we do is that we evaluate each and every segment. That what is the size of this segment? What are their buying preferences? How they are buying? How frequently they are buying? What is their annual consumption? What is the total size of the market? And how much product they will be consuming in 1 year or in 1 quarter or in one day? And overall attractiveness of that market. How many competitors are there? What are their market share? What people perceive out of it? Are they fully satisfied with this, or there is a scope of a new entrant? And then selecting one or more segments to enter, then a decision is being taken that should we enter into this market or not. So targeting, first of all, segmentation, then targeting, and then positioning. Positioning is arranging for a product to occupy a clear, distinctive, and desirable place relative to competing products in the minds of consumers. What is positioning? Positioning means how this product would be positioned in the minds of consumers. That how this product is different from others, what product, what problem it is going to solve, right? What problem it is going to solve, how this product will be positioned in the minds of consumers, so that whenever they think of this particular need, that particular brand should come to the mind. Whenever they are thinking of this particular need, that particular product should come to the mind. So whenever we are talking of the most a car with the lowest service, having the lowest maintenance cost, which brand would come to our mind? Maruti. Which is a brand that would come to our mind is Maruti. Maruti. So they have positioned themselves as the most durable car, easy to maintain, easy to afford. They are the creating most value to the for the customer. So that is why they are the most famous. They're still after even so many years, they are having more than 50% or market share, despite having, we have brands like Honda and Hyundai, Honda, Toyota. These kind of Japanese brands are there. Hyundai is Korean brand. Despite this, they have been able to maintain their such a huge
मेरे को भूख लग रही है, सिर्फ भूखने लग गया मेरा
please mute yourself. Okay. Any queries from your side? We'll next class we'll start from here only, right? And maybe that STP will be doing, and after that, that would be the end of marketing, and then we will move on to national marketing. So, do you have any queries?
No, sir.
Sir,
Yes. Your voice is not audible. Can you please speak louder? Okay, then I think we're left with only 2-3 minutes. So I think that would be the enough for the day. We'll meet tomorrow again, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Bye. Bye.